Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Could Mike McCarthy get fired after another early playoff exit? According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Mike McCarthy's head coach job is on the line as the playoffs get underway. One would think that 3 straight 12-5 seasons, with 3 consecutive playoff appearances, would equal job security. But this is Dallas, and Jerry Jones is still the owner/GM of the franchise. And there is that nagging little issue of not advancing past the divisional round since 1995. So, yes, Mike McCarthy's seat is a little warm. So are a lot of other seats, including the owner and the starting quarterback, and rightfully so. Becoming the first Cowboys coach to win 12 games 3 years in a row has put McCarthy into the top tier of the team's head coaches. Tom Landry won 12 games 2 years in a row on 2 different occasions, 1977-78 and 1980-81. He also had 10 wins or more from 1968-73 and again from 1975-1981. Jimmy Johnson won 11 in 1991, 13 in 1992, and 12 in 1993 before Jones stupidly fired him. Barry Switzer rode Johnson's coattails to win 12 games in 1994-95 and 10 more in 1996. All of Switzer's NFL accomplishments really belong to Johnson. But since the 1995 season, the Cowboys have never returned to the NFC Championship game, much less a Super Bowl. They are 254-207.563 in the regular season since beating Pittsburgh in Super Bowl 30. They are a dismal 5-12.294 in the playoffs since that win. And there's where the heat on McCarthy's seat is coming from. He is 1-2 in the playoffs coming into Sunday's game against the Packers and 0-1 in the divisional round. After a 6-10 season in his first year in Dallas in 2020, with Dak Prescott missing 11 games to an ankle injury, McCarthy is now 42-25.737 overall. A far cry better than Jason "Clapping Hands" Garrett's tenure. Garrett went 85-67.559 in 9+ seasons as the Cowboys' leader. He won 3 division titles and was just 2-3.400 in the playoffs. Both of his wins were in the wild card round. Garrett's teams consistently underperformed. His tenure followed a pattern set by his predecessors, Bill Parcells and Wade Phillips. Parcells, 34-30, never won an NFC East title and lost both wild card games in his 4 years in Dallas. Phillips won 2 division titles in 3+ seasons in Dallas with a 34-22.607 mark. But he was also 1-2 in the playoffs with just a wild card game win. And that's the bane of the Cowboys' existence since 1995. They've had solid rosters with promising seasons that died no later than the divisional round of the playoffs. Lamb joins NFL's receiving elite in career year with the Cowboys and says it's just a start. CeeDee Lamb learned to embrace number 88 when Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones insisted he were the number associated with some of the best receivers in club history. Next, he adjusted to the role of Dak Prescott's top target after the Cowboys decided it was his time 2 years ago and traded Amari Cooper. Now the 2020 first-round pick has put together the best receiving season the storied franchise has ever seen, and believes he can be called one of the NFL's best. Still, it's all just a start. "I'm definitely one of the elite receivers in this game," Lamb said. "I worked my tail off to be that and to say that confidently. It's good to be elite, but how consistent? How long can you be elite is the next challenge. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. But it will wait." First, Lamb wants to get the Cowboys, 12-5, past the divisional round for the first time in 28 years. Thanks in part to his breakout season, they're positioned better than either of his other postseason trips the previous 2 seasons. Dallas, the number 2 seed in the NFC, plays Green Bay, 9-8, in a wild-card game Sunday at home, where the Cowboys have a 16-game winning streak. They will play at AT&T Stadium again if they win. Ask Lamb about numbers, and he's quick to respond with something about winning being the only thing that matters to him. It's just been hard to ignore the numbers this season, even for him. Lamb broke both of Michael Irvin's club records from 1995, the last time the Cowboys reached an NFC Championship game, and won the franchise's fifth Super Bowl title. The former Oklahoma standout's 135 catches were 16 more than anybody else in the NFL, and his 1,749 yards were second to four-time All-Pro Tyreek Hill. Lamb might be on the verge of his first All-Pro nod. It was a big moment for me, of course, Lamb said about talking to Irvin, one of the previous 88s and a three-time Super Bowl winner. Now it's time to go chase the ring, was basically the end message. I'm with that. That's always been my end goal and still is. The Cowboys were shocked when Lamb fell to them at number 17 in a draft loaded at his position. 2 receivers went before him, and 6 were taken in the first round. It's been a steady climb ever since, from 935 yards to 1,102 and 1,359. And from 5 touchdowns to 6, 9 and then 12 this season, 13 with a rushing TD included. Lamb scored at least 1 touchdown in each of the last 9 regular season games. Dez Bryant, another of the 88s, and Pro Football Hall of Famer Terrell Owens shared the previous record at 7 straight games. It's just a constant ascension, offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer said. What I think makes it so amazing is the opponents are trying to take him away. I mean, let's be honest. They're doing things to try to take him away. And he's still able to go out there and do that. Schottenheimer says Lamb's football instincts are a big reason. He was already talking about that before what he saw as one of the best examples on Lamb's 92-yard touchdown against Detroit, the night he passed Irvin and finished with 13 catches for 227 yards. Prescott had to escape pressure around the goal line, and Lamb broke the same direction as Prescott's scramble as his quarterback threw deep. The defender fell down, Lamb caught the ball near midfield and strolled into the end zone. That doesn't just happen, Schottenheimer said. Prescott believes the connection has grown through a lot of work together, starting in the offseason and continuing once the games began. Belichick out with Patriots, here come Cowboys rumors. After 24 seasons and 6 Super Bowl wins, the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick are parting ways, according to reports, with a press conference scheduled for Thursday afternoon. Once official, that will end the year-long speculation about the Patriots-related status of the legendary coach. Oh, and it will accelerate the year-long speculation that he's going to end up in Dallas. Belichick has already cleverly had cronies in the media and in the league drop breadcrumbs to make sure the NFL knows he deserves to be wanted. And he will be, with the Falcons and the Chargers and surely others. There are 7 NFL teams currently looking for a new head coach. Without much to back it up, some Cowboys watchers think there will be 8 of those teams with Belichick now available, and with Dallas coach Mike McCarthy on some real or imagined hot seat. In the last 24 years, Belichick compiled a 266-121 record, won 6 Lombardi trophies and was a 3-time AP Coach of the Year. And of course, he did all of that with Tom Brady, without whom New England is just 29-38, including 4-13 this past season. Is that an argument against Belichick as a coach? Maybe? Should it be a factor when Belichick is attached via rumors to Dallas? Certainly. There are suddenly reports that Belichick and Jerry Jones are now buddies. If true, that is a fairly new development. There are meanwhile reports that Jones has some sort of clearly defined bar of achievement that McCarthy's Cowboys must reach in these playoffs, or else. We can tell you that Jones is not thinking of McCarthy in terms of firing him, he's thinking of how he can win with him. It's not an issue, Jones said this week when quizzed about McCarthy's job security. That does not preclude a reaction to an implosion. What if the Cowboys lose 50-0 at home on Sunday to the Packers? But we can also tell you this. The only way for McCarthy to convince some of his critics that he's secure, and not about to be replaced by Belichick, is for McCarthy to win a Super Bowl, now. And you fan, what do you think of the Bill Belichick situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.